Hello everyone and welcome to my chess channel. First allow me to introduce myself. My chess name is Gazamaza. I'm a regular chess player on lightchess.org. You can check my profile there. And I'm an average chess player like many of us out there. And I created this channel as a dedication to all the low rated chess players, beginners, amateurs, people who are new to the chess game as an inspirational and motivational content for all of us to try to improve and to enjoy our games and to learn from our mistakes and everything that is related to chess. So the idea behind this channel is that you, let's say for example you are a low rated player and you beat an opponent that is higher rating from you. Let's say for example you're 1500 and you beat an opponent around 1800, so you send me your game and I will gladly show it here on my channel. Sorry about that. Of course this is the rule in this chess. This is the concept of my channel, that low rated player beating high rated player. This is very simple. So, of course, when you send me your game and I will show it on my channel, I will try to analyze the game and explain the moves, the openings. Now, of course, you may say that since I'm an average player, how can I explain the openings and all this? But in fact, I'm kinda opening specialist. I tend to make a lot of studies about openings. You can also check this on my profile on lightchess.org. And I just have real problem keeping focus on the board, and also I have some problem middle games. But I mean, this is there is always room for to improve for all of us. So um, so again, this is the idea about this channel. You use I show games that are played by players who actually beat opponents that are above their ratings. And hopefully this idea will be some sort of, as I said, motivational and inspirational content to say that even if you are like a low rated chess player, beginner, amateur, you can actually have a good chess game and enjoy nice victories in your games. And yeah, so in this first video I would like to show one of my games I played like 6 days ago. And as you can see here, my rating is around 1400, and my opponent here is around 1800. This is I played this game in a rapid tournament on light chess. So let's check out the game. I play in white and my opponent is black. So I open with knight f3. Knight f3 is a signature of the legendary Richard Reti, the legendary Czech grandmaster. And if you don't know, Richard Reti is one of the most influential grandmaster on modern chess. I really recommend every one of you to check his profile and maybe get some of his books and lectures about chess. You will learn a lot from him. So what I like about the Reti is that, you know, there is three principles in chess. You need to always follow them, especially if you're not like a professional chess player. First, you need to develop your pieces. Second, you need to as fast as you can. Second, and put them on active square or the diagonals. And also you want to control the center. This is the second. And also you need to put your king in safety. So when you play by playing knight f3, the ratio opening, you are actually already doing the first two principles, which are developing your minor pieces, which is here in this case, which is the knight. And also you are trying to challenging the center here, the center squares, the center square that are these four squares in the center of the board actually. Just little information maybe for new chess players. And also you are this is like one step closer edging to castling. And there is also like a hidden move about the Reti that you keep your opponent in shadow. I mean, instead of playing like, for example, a4, your opponent immediately knows what how to react to a4 to e4, and he already know your opening. But when you play something like knight f3, the Reti, you keep your opponent in the shadow as he doesn't yet sure what your opening is really is, because Reti can transpose to so many different openings depends on what black plays. And I make a big study about the Reti opening. You can also check it out there in my profile. So let's continue this game with this a little bit of knowledge. So my opponent replied to knight f6. Actually, he's playing. He did the same, and I still love too many of this move on the board before. And here my next move is b3, and this is called the Nimzo Larsen variation. Of course, here after playing knight f3, you can go for d4. This is a knight variation, and you can go for c4. This is some sort of the English opening. And you can go uh, for the e3. Sorry, this is called the quiet system of the This is the quiet system. By the way, please excuse my English because English is not my native language, and I'm trying my best to came up with the words. So excuse my language. So, but here I play, as I said, b3, and this is of course to develop this bishop on this long diagonal, and this is called, as I said, the Nimzo Larsen variation. So my opponent goes for the g6 to meet my bishop here. Okay, bishop g7, and now here I played e3, and here of course trying to open this diagonal for my bishop, to try to develop my bishop and to be ready to castle, and also trying to have more control on this d4 square. As you can see, it is already protected by three pieces: bishop, knight, and the pawn on d3. So black castles, and here I played immediately d4, occupy the center, since black didn't made any move to try to control the center. So I took the advantage to control the center. Of course, you can play other things, but this is what I play in my game. Sorry about that. And here black plays d6, opening his try to develop his bishop. And here you can play something like h3, to prevent his knight, or to prevent this nasty pin on g4. But it's okay. It's not like a must move. So I simply developing a piece. I played d2. Of course, try to control those centers. And here he plays d7, knight d7, developing a piece. And here I pushed more to have more control on the center, the c4. Of course, I still didn't castle yet, but I mean, uh, I'm still waiting for where to develop my light square bishop. I mean, there is no real danger here to castle, so I always like to play actively, and you might want to do this in your games, to play more active in your games. So he retreated his knight back. I'm not sure what's the idea here. I mean, maybe to add more another defender to the king side, and to have more control on the dark squares here. So here I develop my bishop to d3. So now I have like two bishops, I and his king. I mean, of course now it's blocked, but you never know in the future what might happen. And here he tried to break open on the king's and on the queen's side, but I simply castled. So he may maneuver his knight, but if you look at this position here, I think Black played this opening really bad, because I mean there is no future for his knight. The e5 square is occupied. Those squares also for his knight are also occupied with my pawns. I mean, maybe he would try to push for later on, sooner or later he would try to push for e5 here. But anyway, let's continue. So again, I pushed more in the center and I play e4. Now, if you look at this, I mean, I have full control of all the center square in the center, which is very important in chess. This is like really nice pawn structure I have, and I was really happy in this game. And if you have this powerful pawn structure, that means you're playing your opening really good. Let's continue. So he played here a6. Of course, he's preparing to play b5. So here you can play something like a5 to meet b5 here, and some trades. But as I said, I tried. I decided to play more actively. I played rook to b1. Of course, this is useful move, because you need to remove your rook from this nasty diagonal. Sorry about that, for his bishop, and also to protect your bishop on b2. And now I want to say something. In this opening, uh, this is one of your strongest piece as white. And whenever you see the dragon variation from your opponent, especially playing the king Indian's defense, this bishop is his strongest defender. So you have the strongest attacker versus the strongest defender here. And because he controls a lot of dark squares around his king. So most of the time, white players tend to trade the dark square bishops, and it's better for white. So anyway, this he played rook b8, you know, opposing my rook, and here I pushed, and I pushed for e5. Now I'm trying to break in the center. So he played as planned b5, and here I played knight g5. Knight g5 is actually the g5 square for the knight is really active square for the knight. This is very powerful square for the knight, and you will see the idea behind this, of course. So he took on d4. I took back with my bishop. He took with his knight, and here I played this bishop back to c2, of course, controlling the g3 square for his knight. And here he tried to kick my knight, but I totally ignore him. And here I push f4, and this is the idea why from the beginning I played this g5, to actually play f5. So he developed his bishop attacking my queen, but I simply retreat my knight, and he simply retreat his knight also, and I took. He takes back, and here I remove the pin, and also I'm ready to have my queen on these squares. So he tried to attack my knight, my pawn, sorry, and here I'm attacking his bishop, and also at the same time defending this pawn on f4. He retreat, and here I push h4, having more control on this square. Queen to queen to b6, check. I simply king h1. He played knight d4, and I totally ignored him once again, and I pushed for f5. And this game actually has a lot of activity, and that's why I like really this game. I mean, you can go for trading here, but it doesn't really make any sense here. And he can even also comes with the queen and threaten my knight, and this queen his queen will be so much active here, and you don't want his queen to be that much active. So instead, and you know, when there is no reason for you to trade, you don't have to trade. Avoid trading, especially if you are an attacking player and you try to attack. You want to keep your pieces on the board and keep intensity on the board. So I pushed f5. He took with his bishop. I took with my knight. He took my bishop. Sorry about that. Let's get back. Sorry about that. And he took my bishop. And you might actually, and this is like a free bishop. Why not take it? Well, actually, this free bishop comes with a price. I took his knight. He pushed, and of course here I'm checking checkmate. I played h5, and you can see here now why black has so many light squares, weaknesses around his king. I mean, so in this case, yes, my light square bishop will be very useful, but you will see the idea here. So I immediately took advantage from this weaknesses, and I played knight to h4. Of course, he can take the pawn is pinned, and here you can see that I'm controlling more and more. I am having more control on the light squares around his king. So he tried to attack my rook, with, and also tried to maybe protect this f5 square, but here this is a rook left attacking his knight, and he push for f5, and I bring another rook to the game. He tried to block, but here, and this is a really nice move, and I took with my rook. He didn't take because of course that will comes with a check, and there will be so many. Let's say for example he took, and then I take with the other, and with my knight, then there is check and so many threads out there, and you can see his king is is somehow very exposed and kind of naked king. So he didn't take back. He tried to have more control on the g6 square, but I took. He takes back. I take with my queen, check, and he goes king h7, another check, here piece, and here of course I played g uh, g6, queen g6, and this is like it's all over. His king has nothing to do in this case, and here of course I took on h6, king back with a check, of course, king back to g8. Not so many squares the king has, and he can do anything. You can see it, all these squares are, his king has nowhere to go, nowhere to go. So of course I brought my knight here to have checkmate. He tried with his queen to control the square, h8 square, but was too late. And this is the final move. Knight takes on e7. This is checkmate. This is like really, really, really beautiful game. I really love this game. Very positional, and it shows how to take advantage from your opponent weaknesses, weak squares, and how to attack them, and how to play to avoid trading, and how to play actively in chess. And playing actively is really, really, really important in chess and can give you a lot of advantage. And also the reason I love this game, that as you can see here in this sorry about that, this really nice pawn structure in the center that really, really gave me a big advantage. And uh, and also trading the bishops, trading those bishop, leaving his king vulnerable on the and start to expose his king step by step, slowly but surely. And this queen to e2, of course, to bring it to the king's side and to help with the attack. I mean, there's so much in this game to learn from if you analyze it really, really well. It's a nice game, I think. And how here I avoid trading my pieces just for the sake of trading, doesn't make any sense. And if you are attacking, you need to always push. I mean, most of the time, of course, um, without losing actually. So yeah, this is a really nice game. I really hope you enjoy it. And as you can see how here uh, his king start to have really weak weaknesses, weak squares, and how I start to attack them. And when you are attacking, you need to be brave. Sometimes you need to sacrifice a rook, sacrifice a knight. I mean, whatever it takes for your plan to actually work. And here again, check, check, and it was all over. It was but it was here a desperate move to actually try to save his king. But this is a move that black miss, which is knight takes on e7 and checkmate. You can see the king has nowhere to go. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope my first video was kind of inspirational, and motivate you to try to have a better chess game, and to enjoy your chess and to enjoy your victories. Um, Please let me know in in your comments below how did you find this game, and I will be waiting for your games as well. And thank you all for watching. And yep, hopefully I will see you soon.